What's going on, guys? Danny here from Metal Couch, and yesterday I had reviewed the Van Halen Live in Tokyo 2-disc live set, and I had mentioned that Van Halen had a few reissues coming out this week in combination with that live album, and I picked up Van Halen 1 because, gonna be flat out honest with you, Van Halen 1 to me is a perfect album. And this isn't necessarily a review of the material of the album, but rather the remaster quality in comparison to previous releases. Now, my experience with previous releases of Van Halen is that I had always on my MP3 player, iPod, whatever you want to call it, I'd always had the 1989 remaster of Van Halen 1 on there, disc rip from that. So that's what I'm comparing this to. And going through the list, the one track that I immediately wanted to listen to was I'm the One. I'm the One to me has everything. It has strong vocal performance, guitar work, drums, everything. So going into in terms of the remaster quality, this one is definitely louder than the 1989 remaster that I had initially struck the files from. It's louder in some places. I noticed that when I was listening to this album, there were some things present that I had never heard before. Whether or not you think that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's all on you. Personally, I love it whenever there's like, hey, they slightly mixed this differently so that way it creates a slightly different sound. Like I had noticed at some points the drums kind of cut through the mix a little bit more, which to me is amazing. One thing that I've always noticed about early Van Halen production is that all the guitar stuff is predominantly here in the left ear, and then there's a little bit here on the right. You typically have your bass and drums over in here. It is definitely louder in terms of guitar right here in your left ear, to the point where it's kind of distracting, and that's kind of the point of early Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen was here to show off his stuff, and that is readily apparent with this remaster quality. Remasters for me are always hard to review because you can't look at the material itself and necessarily judge it. This reissue, to me, for the price, picking it up, I think I picked it up for $8.99 or something like that. Super reasonable price if you don't own Van Halen 1 already. Remaster's good. It sounds really good. I have no qualms with it. If you are a purist in terms of production, this may not be for you, just because they like barely changed the mix in some places and made it louder. I can understand that if you want to, but honestly, in 2015, this is a really good remaster. It's better than some remasters that I have reviewed or even heard on this channel. So overall, really positive when it comes to this reissue. For $8.99, if you don't own Van Halen 1, you have no excuse. Go pick up this album. It is a masterpiece of music, probably one of the most significant albums in terms of, me reviewing metal albums. I mean, this was my gateway drug into hard rock and heavy metal, and I feel like reissuing this for a new generation, despite the fact that it was reissued as early as 2000, to me is impressive and allows a new generation to listen to the awesomeness that is Van Halen 1. Overall, really good quality on this remaster. If you don't own it, go ahead and pick it up. If you already own, say, the 2000 remaster, or I think in 2007, 2008, they did a internet-only, like a downloadable-only release remaster, I think that it's slightly better than those. But if you are wary about upgrading from those versions, I understand, and use that at your own discretion. But if you're like me and you had taken the 1989 disc and you've ripped it several times through several computers over the years, borrowing it from your parents, then yeah, go ahead and upgrade to the 2015 reissue. Not disappointing here at all. Really, really good. Thank you guys for watching. Danny here from Metal Couch, signing out.